Imagine someone knocking on your door saying you're in line to receive a fortune from a long-lost relative.
How much money we talking about?
This is what heir hunters do. There's over $20 billion in unclaimed money in the United States alone. And behind every estate is the story of a person who died alone, a mystery of what happened to their family.
We search birth records, death records, obituaries.
We find the missing heir. You have a sister?
And potentially a surprise for long-lost relatives discovering they have an inheritance.
I still don't believe it till it's over.
In New Orleans, the heir hunters are working two cases, one worth over $100,000 and another potentially worth over $1 million. If they can find the relatives
Dottie met that she's gone.
and convince them to sign.
He's never going to sign.
If we want to bring a family together and claim that missing fortune, we have to move fast. We have a lot of work ahead of us.
It's going to be right down here.
Let's go get her. Come on, baby.
Evacuation for all New Orleans residents. Hurricane Katrina has escalated to a Category 5 hurricane. Nearly all levees in New Orleans have been breached.
Hurricane Katrina was one of the biggest disasters in American history. Thousands of people were left wondering not only where their family was, but whether they had survived at all. Even today, many are still unsure what has become of their loved ones. One of Katrina's many victims was 61-year-old Lydia Matthews, a missing heir case John and Shar will be working on in New Orleans. Her home was auctioned off at the time of her death, and she left a $100,000 estate. But so far, nobody has claimed the money. That means she died alone. But why? What is her story, and where are her heirs?
You know what I want to do? Let's hit the ground running.
Absolutely.
It's great to be back in the city. I was raised in New Orleans, and I know its history. But I'm not here to celebrate. I'm here to work. And we have a lot of work ahead of us.
In the Lydia Matthews case, John and Shar have already determined that there are 4 cousins who are rightful heirs to her $100,000 estate.
So we just landed in New Orleans, and we wanted to run over to the courthouse first to make sure that no other heir hunters had been working the Lydia Matthews case and that no heirs had shown up, and we want to make sure all the money is there.
As heir hunters, John and Shar spend a lot of time in courtrooms and state treasuries looking for potential missing heir cases. They track down the heirs, sign them, and begin the legal process to get the heirs their inheritance. Then, and only then, do John and Shar receive their 1/3 commission.
Physical and mental condition. She has been incapable of taking care of her estate.
Heir hunting is an extremely competitive business. All records are open to the public, which means that John and Shar might spend hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars researching a single case, only to discover another heir hunting firm or the heirs themselves have gotten to the inheritance first.
So far, so good. We know now that the money is still in the court registry.
Look, there's all these pictures of her home they're redoing.
Oh,
look,
yeah.
See, look. I think we're done. Okay, great. Excellent. Okay, let me give these back. There's an Anita Danzig. She was the one who actually realized that she hadn't seen her neighbor since Katrina. And it was a few months after she came back that she thought, I better check, and I think that's how they found Lydia. So she probably knows her the best. So let's go check with her. During our research, we came across an article which talked about Lydia's death, and they quoted a neighbor, Anita Danzig. And for us, nosy neighbors are one of our best sources of information. So this was actually the house that they found her, John?
I believe that's right. The hurricane was August 2005, and they found her body, I believe,
amazing.
in April, March of 2006.
Like 8 months
About
later,
8 months
huh?
later.
Wow.
So let's look for 3326, 3324.
Okay, that should be just down here.
Ma'am, we were looking for Miss Dazzett. And we were looking for the heirs of Lydia Matthews.
Yeah.
And we saw your name in an article. And you knew her.
All thing I know about her, she's well educated. Well educated.
Really?
Yes. Very educated.
Mm-hmm.
But, and, you know, in the neighborhood, oh, she was a problem.
Was she a problem?
Yeah.
What was she like?
Well, when she was off her medication, she was, you know, kind of cuckoo.
Yeah, well, it happens to all of us, doesn't it? One time or another.
We all
Were there people that came and looked after her? Or?
I know that she had a cousin, because when I was here, a cousin had come visit her one time.
A male cousin or a female cousin?
A female, yeah. But she acted like she was scared of her, because when she had asked me about Lydia, I said, honey, I haven't seen her in a couple of days. We go knock on her. She said, I'm so scared to go over there because she, you know, she don't know how she is or whatever. And that's the last I heard.
So she had heirs. She had relatives.
She does have relatives.
Okay.
Coroner said he thinks it was a heart attack or from dehydration, not drinking water. She probably would see in the water and all. I don't think she could swim, you know. And I think it just gave her a heart attack.
Thank you, Miss Dazzett.
Thank you,
They were
sweetheart.
very nice.
You're welcome.
Sure, she confirmed she's got blood in the city.
Yeah.
Now, that's pre-Katrina, so
Right.
they could be anywhere.
John and Shar's research shows that the closest living heirs in the Lydia Matthews case are her cousins, Freddie, Anita, Harold, and Milton. Because the neighbor told John and Shar that the cousin who came to visit was a woman, they believe it must have been Anita. They'll head back to the hotel to research where she lives.
It doesn't look like Anita's address changes till right before Katrina, so...
Well, let's do a door knock. We need to prepare some. You have some files prepared? I'll help you.
Yeah, I do.
John and Shar have a contract drawn up for each heir. This contract allows their attorneys to process the inheritance. If the heirs refuse to sign this contract, they can go around John and Shar and collect the entire share for themselves, if they can find it.
It looks like she's living with a son, or if there's an extended family.
Okay.
She's going to be our link to Milton and Harold, because I find a lot of Harolds and I find a lot of Milton Matthews, but I cannot pinpoint where they are. I believe both of them are in the city. So if we can get that information from her, that'd be solid.
There's definitely mail in the mail slot, Johnny. Okay, come, Anita. Let's go get you, baby.
The hardest part of the business for me is the initial contact with the heir. I have tremendous butterflies in my stomach, and I'm very nervous about it.
You know, but I might not be able to hear it because of the plexiglass. So,
Let's knock on this door.
okay. Hi. I'm so sorry to bother you. I was looking for Anita James. Does she still live next door to you? Hi, sweetie.
I know their name is James. Her name is Tanita.
That must be the daughter.
There's a woman that we believe lives next door, and she actually has money coming from an
Oh,
estate.
how wonderful.
So,
What's your doggy's name?
This is Lovey.
well, we really...
What can I do to help? Could I call Tamita?
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much.
Just a minute. Tamita, it's Gert. I have some people here looking for an Anita James, your mother-in-law.
John's
Okay. Hold on just a minute. Let these people talk with you.
Tamika? I explained to Tamika who we were, and she said Anita would call us back.
Gert, thank you. Be safe now.
I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a great day, sweetheart. Thank you. That's her. Anita? Hi, my name is Shar. I just spoke with your daughter-in-law. We have something that we think will be very good news for you. Sweetie, wait, you're in New Orleans at your granddaughter's house? Is there any way